when all the students arrived here, basically, some of us were afraid to go out on the trails because we didn't want to get lost. So we decided that we would put trail signs so that people wouldn't get lost.
And putting in trail signs is really sustainable because when we feel lost, it's almost our instinct to just try to make a direct beeline. So trail signs will keep people on the trails and not running all over the terrain we have here. And that way we have all of our impact concentrated just on the trails.
And another reason why we built trail signs is we think it creates a sense of place rather than just having a whole bunch of really beautiful trails that you're oh yeah, I was out on that trail the other day. It was the one where you have to go over that rock and then there's a bridge and makes me oh, I was on the fire road and then I took good old Swinger. So we think it creates a sense of place.
Up behind the west side cabins on the other side of campus, we left some trails unmarked because we wanted to leave a little bit of the Woolman frontier.
This is our solar dehydrator. We built it to dry fruit, herbs for tea.
The purpose of building this was kind of to fit into Woolman's aim at being sustainable and self-sufficient. And in the spring semester, a lot of the fruit we eat either comes from jams and preserves that Woolman dries from the orchard. And by making this, we can really fulfill Woolman's commitment to eating sustainable and local foods because it enables Woolman to have a whole other way of preserving fruit during the fall, so students during the spring semester can have a chance to eat it.
The heat rises through and goes into the box and rises vertically through all the screens, and that's how it's done.
We started drying this fruit yesterday afternoon around 3 o'clock. This is the apples, and we took it out last night, and they're about a quarter of the way of being dry.
For my sustainability project, I worked on experimenting making a methane digester. A methane digester is a system, simple or complicated, that harnesses the methane that is naturally given off by organic materials such as manure, food waste, and such as that. It's a really overlooked use of energy. We have so much waste, some of it's being used as fertilizer, some cow manure, being shipped off, maybe even being sold, not actually used by the farmers. So it's a really interesting way to fuel different things. So I hooked it up to a Bunsen burner. So maybe fuel a cooker, it can even be transmuted into electricity source. And I don't know. So in that way it's a really cyclic system. So you have the cows and they're pooping and then you put it in here and you get some heating and nourishes you and you nourish the land. So it kind of goes full circle in that sense. It's definitely an experimental system. I'm not really sure where it's going from here. But there's definitely a lot of directions it can take and it's definitely a really good first step. And I composed a really easy digester guide so people know how to load it, when to load it. It can be kept track of contacts so future people can know how to go from here.
A big part of our environmental science class this semester, has been forming a connection with this place. And we thought that one way to enhance that would be to have class outside more often. And so that led to our sustainability project, which is an outdoor classroom. And a lot of kids are actually a little bit scared to spend time outside, or they're uncomfortable in the outdoors. And if you're having class outside every day, eventually that discomfort's going to go away. You're going to feel very comfortable outside, and then eventually the separation that you got with the outdoors is going to dissolve. And then because of a circle of benches under an arbor, you've got a group of kids who are going to be as connected to their computer screens as they are to the world outside.
This was a perfect space close to the classroom, and it wouldn't involve leveling the land up there, so we already had a roof structure, and it was just a perfect spot.